Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, good evening and welcome to the Belgrade planning board meeting of February 5th, 2026. It is 6:04. And we're gonna call the meeting to order. We're gonna have a roll call. Tonight we have with us Mrs. Penny Morel. We have Mr. Richard Baker. We have Mr. Nick Sakaro. We have Mr. George Shield, Mr. Craig Alexander, and Mr. Hans Rasmussen, and myself, Sarah Langet. I make you stop there because I was gonna say Peter Surgeon. So Peter Surgeon, I have officially resigned from the board. And so we are in the process of figuring out what we're gonna do as a board. And that will be discussed towards the end of the meeting. And so officially the resignation came in this past Monday. All right, so that said, and by that time, the agenda for this meeting was already basically completed. So moving on with the agenda items, we have as the first item of business today is Tom Daniels, who's gonna be talking to us about battery energy storage units.
Sure.
All right.
Thanks for talking to me today. Last time I was here was for the fire department. So a little background about me, because I think it'll color kind of why I'm here today. So I'm a licensed professional engineer, civil engineer by degree and training, and I'm licensed in all of the New England states plus New York. So I work, over a big chunk of the country. And what I've noticed over the years is that certain development trends kind of follow across the state, and they end up kind of coming to Maine as certain incentives come on. We saw that with renewable energy projects, wind, solar, and now the next wave is going to be battery energy storage systems. I'm not here to lobby for or against this type of project. I just see the trend coming, and I looked at our ordinance and see that it's not adequately addressed, in my opinion, and I think the town should be proactive in considering that sort of development and how we want to regulate it in the town. So
Okay.
that's basically why I'm here. I can answer what questions I do know about this type of development. I've done a fair amount of this work across the country, and I can kind of give you an overview of what it is, what it means, and whatever you want.
Okay. So for my take, I would like to know a little bit more about you. So you are a Maine resident. You live in Maine.
I live in Belgrade, have for 12 years now.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then because when you came here for the fire department thing, I thought you were representing Shimbra. Okay, so that's clear out then. So what was doing this?
No, I was doing anything. This is just a general. This is like many developers of different nature are doing this type of work across the state.
So you're some kind of consultant to them then?
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm here for me. I'm just here as a town Belgrade.
As a resident,
Yeah.
okay, great.
To alert the town that this.
So just the last thing I'm gonna ask about your background, what kind of engineer you are?
I'm a civil engineer.
A civil engineer, okay, great. So, I'm open to you to address the parts that you think they're weak in our ordinance and things that we probably have to rebuff. I'm not sure.
Is there anything in the ordinance?
Nothing mentioned.
Not specific, just general.
I would like to hear an overview of what it is.
Yeah.
first,
Yeah,
Before we even talk about any ordinance.
Okay.
We don't know a lot about it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just trying to take it through steps.
Like that,
So a battery energy storage system is exactly what it sounds like. These are large grid scale batteries. So picture a shipping container filled with lithium ion batteries. 4 or 5 shipping containers would be like 5 megawatts of power. So think of a 20-acre solar array, and then you have 5 megawatts of power. These are much smaller, but they're in a shipping container. So it's like an electrical substation. What they do is, as you can imagine, renewable energy specifically generates more electricity during the day or high wind periods, whatever. So there are times where there is an excess of energy in the grid. These batteries store that energy throughout the day, and then they inject them back into the system at night when we're all home using lights and using energy. The governor has put out incentives to make that sort of, basically there's net metering agreements, there's a lot of economics in it where they can sell the power back at a rate that makes this up pencil out for them. But basically that's the gist. It injects the power back into the grid at night when energy is not being produced. The other thing to keep in mind with how the grid works in the state, so just because you don't have a direct source in your town doesn't mean that there's not excess capacity on your line or that they might want to site a project. So anywhere in CMD, anywhere on the distribution grid, they can say there's congestion, site one of these facilities, they'll bleed out the power, charge the batteries, and inject it back in. It's pretty basic technology. It's like a small electrical substation, but again, it comes with certain risks. You can Google it and see that there's been fires in Warwick, New York. There's a facility that's caught fire 3 or 4 times. It's, hundreds and thousands, it's thousands of pounds of lithium ion batteries that can catch fire. So there's certain risks there. I think they need to be cited appropriately and designed well. And I just think proactive regulation makes a lot more sense than waiting till one shows up, if it does, if it never does, and then trying to deal with it then, or have someone try to cram a project and you don't have a ordinance that addresses it.
The majority of it is captured from solar panels, right?
It's just whatever comes in off the grid, right? It could be.
So it doesn't need to be next to a solar facility, it can just be anywhere pulling off the grid.
Right.
Take some relief off the grid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's an important service. It's something that we do need because it helps, grid reliability, and it gives us the power that we need. But again, like any type of development, as you all know, it needs to be, regulated and cited appropriately.
Can be used, like when we lose power, they'll be able to turn one of those on.
And that generally doesn't work like
No.
that,
No, that's not great.
Yeah.
But how large are these?
They can be really large. The one in Gorham, I think, is several. That one's over like 10 or 15 acres. Most of the ones that I've seen are much smaller. Acre size. That tends to be about the size that people are developing.
But that's a lot of lithium batteries.
Exactly.
Is there any other type of battery that's being used?
No, not right now.
But what kind of landscape does that need? It can be hill, it can be flat.
Generally flat. So I would think of just like, a CMP substation, fence at 8 foot tall, fence, crushed stone, and then, shipping containers of,
So we don't have any place in Budbee to do that.
they can create that.
That's crazy.
Who does the benefit?
Everybody that uses the grid. It is as I said, you create the power and we need it at night, and then it injects it in when you need it. It helps balance the rates.
But it doesn't help us when the power goes out,
No. So,
so it benefits CMP.
and ratepayers.
So we can be storing energy for somebody in Florida. With a map.
It comes into our grid, but again, that's,
Well,
Yeah,
Did-
probably the New England grid.
correct.
so
So,
we want to be on 3-phase, like a major highway or.
correct, yeah. But any 3-phase that you have, they can connect there. So.
Are they typically built, you mentioned fire, or whatever, they typically built away from, and I know that's part of maybe the regulation that isn't here, is that, away from development or housing and stuff.
Generally not. That's why I'm here to have this discussion, so you guys can all think about that. It's, wherever, participating landowner where the congestion is, it could be cited. So.
What are some of the other potential public health risks in addition to fire? For example, do they have a large electromagnetic field that you have to take into account in terms of maybe having setbacks? Like you may notice we have in our ordinance for the transformers at solar facilities, or for that matter, leakage of the batteries to the soil and groundwater.
Yeah, I think it's all that same general stuff. It's all typical electrical equipment, but there are transformers and inverters, so oil filled
Yeah,
equipment.
the inverters actually are solar, but the large electromagnetic field.
So outside of that, it's a noise issue. I think, they're not overly loud, but again, if you put one next door to you, you probably realize that it's there. Yeah. Well, it's like that little buzzing like that, like
yeah.
a substation has, so, yeah.
We actually do have a noise standard.
And they did just mention, oil filters, so there's oil involved and all this.
The,
Cooling? Oh, filters for cooling or?
And they're also, they're self-contained units that have that, it's fans, it's all fan based and they power themselves that way.
Who's gonna build these?
People building them all over different electrical contractors.
Yeah, mostly who know.
There's every electrical contractor you can probably imagine.
So would the town own it? Could the town have one?
If they had use and there was a need, the town, like I've seen other towns that have wanted to do their own projects, but again, it comes down to the economics and if they're leasing the land and how they're making it. So
They're a moneymaker.
for some people, yeah, so no one does anything unless they're gonna make money.
Not anymore. They used to.
so Tom, the, would be some of the potential costs to a municipality if it hosted one of these facilities? Like, for example, would the fire department have to, get special kind of foam for fire fighting at a facility or?
Yeah, you would, that's the thing with like a rural town like Belgrade, is we don't have a water source. So, most of them have built-in fire suppression systems. They wouldn't be able to use water here, so it would be some kind of dry chemical agent that's built into the.
Hopefully not PFAS containing foam.
Well, it should be now, right? But yeah, that's what goes on, and that's what would need to be reviewed if anybody wanted to come to town and consider that. And that again, to me, goes in with the siting and how it wants to be regulated.
You know,
You mentioned, Janet Miller, do you foresee any like mandates that?
There are goals right now. So by 2030, the governor's office has set a goal of 400 megawatts of battery storage in the state. So those are the types of things that get national news and attention, and why the developers see the incentives and want to bring them.
There's a bill, the State House already signed for that.
do you know, in addition to Gorham, I believe there's one of these facilities, proposed for Lincoln at the old paper plant. Are there others in Maine that are either in the works or have already been constructed?
Yeah, Brookfield has two at their hydropower, their existing
Oh,
hydropower.
right, hydropower.
There might be another one at the mill in Madison. There's a couple listed on the governor's website.
So that they can store for peak power demand.
Right.
So why do you think that, and somebody will come to Belgrade to do that?
I don't know. It just is one of those, we probably never thought that, every town in the state would have someone come in and want to do a solar array, right? The incentives came and people looked at land and participating landowners, and then, the town, we had to do a moratorium to set that ordinance and deal with it that way. So, instead of having to do it when, you got a project in front of you, this may be an opportunity to think about getting ahead of it.
Any other comments from the board?
I have another question. So we've talked a little bit about potential public health, and safety. What are some of the potential environmental impacts from, a facility like this? I mean, there's the oil that was mentioned. I don't know what quantities we're talking about, but, so, there's some concern there about groundwater quality and nearby drinking water supply wells. What else would be a potential, or?
Nothing's a problem until things go wrong, right? That's probably
Right, yeah.
the same thing with the electrical equipment. So, there's no real use. There's not a filling or a changeover of the materials. It's all self-contained, comes that way from the manufacturer.
Do you know, like, with their oil, do they provide secondary containment, or how's that designed?
So usually it's oil filled equipment. So for like transformers, most of them would be relatively small, so they might not trigger SPCC, so you might not be required to have containment,
Right,
mineral oil. So
nobody's using PCB laden oil anymore, are they?
no,
I know, I mean, some transformers will obviously still have them on the roads,
right,
but,
yeah.
do you know, like in the case of Gorham or, any of the other industrial ones, what kind of state review did they have to go through? I assume that some of them might have, like 15 acres would have triggered the site Transportation Development Law.
Yep.
Does DEP have any regulations that deal with some of the issues you brought up so far?
It would just be through their stormwater permits or any natural resource impacts or adjacency, so that's the only way it triggers. I don't think the solar decommissioning law has been applied to battery energy storage yet, but that's certainly something that the town should consider as well. If they were gonna do an ordinance, is make sure that's accounted for.
That's a good point.
Lead be an issue at all with these things?
With what?
Lead?
Lead?
No. Burns.
Do you know of any town our size that have instituted already an ordinance for this?
Maybe not in Maine. I've seen them elsewhere. That could be something that maybe either KP Cog or somebody has a idea of other towns that have already gone through this. I would imagine someone's thought of it.
Do you have any sense of what makes a site attractive for one of these facilities? It obviously, you know, like in the case of Brookfield, you mentioned Brookfield, you know, they probably had it close to their hydro
Exactly.
facilities, but Gorham's got that natural gas power facility. I don't know if that's a factor, since that's not peak demand, that's, you know, regular demand power.
No, I think it'll all come down to, you know, the system impact studies and interconnection with what's on the grid and.
Okay,
And where it's needed.
and so are there particular locations in the grid that are more attractive? I mean,
There are, but they're not, it's not something that's publicly known.
okay,
Like, you know, electrical engineer would have to do a study to see, and, you know, people are tracking all that.
maybe others know this, but I've lost track of where in town we have three-phase power. It's all up and down Route 27 now, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
coming in from Route
And it's
8.
going over to Mount Vernon now.
That's not on the road.
Isn't it going up 11 and 8
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
135.
No, 135, I don't think. It's all single phase.
So they keep building the grid, so
Yeah.
eventually it's not gonna be long for three phase, pretty
Right.
much everywhere.
Well, I only asked because it wasn't that long ago that we didn't have three-phase in Belgrade. Thank you.
So you suspected that then three phases is gonna go all through the state then?
I mean, someday, probably most likely, yeah.
I mean, when the town was considering public drinking water supply system to serve the people that have salt contaminated wells, that pump house would have required three-phase power off of the cemetery road, so. And that was an issue at the time.
And if the economics are there, the cost of bringing in three phase, like that's not necessarily a deterrent to them, right? Like if they've got a good site and they know that, you know, I'd spend $500,000 to put in a mile of three phase, they'll do it to get their project. Like that's not gonna be a deterrent at all either. So that does happen quickly.
Any other comes from the board?
Do you know, if, like when we did, looked at how to develop, what we might want to, the issues we would want to deal with regarding solar, one of the sources of information that we found quite helpful, because it wasn't a hell of a lot in Maine, was from Massachusetts. There were a number of model ordinances, that kind of thing. There was actually quite a bit of guidance from the state of Massachusetts. What state is it the more urban states that have encountered this the most so far, like Connecticut, Massachusetts? Rhode
Yeah, New
Island?
York and Massachusetts, I think, are the forefront on the East Coast right now
Yeah.
with model law and ordinances and all that.
What's your opinion on it?
I think it can be a well-cited project that's gonna be a net benefit for the grid, but I also think that it, you know.
Well,
should
the grid's
be-
in trouble.
Right, and then again, that's the thing is that it provides a service, it's not the worst neighbor to have in the world, but you also don't want it right next door to your house, right? And it needs to be in a place that it will fit harmoniously into the environment. We sure don't want it down in the village, right? Things like that I think is what I would be most concerned about.
This is related but different. Do you have any experience with these micro nuclear power plants? Because the state's promoting those as well, and if last session of the legislature had passed a bill requiring the PUC to do sort of a study, not feasibility so much as looking at the costs of those and impacts on ratepayers, but obviously there's some very obvious questions that arise by having a mini nuclear power plant in a residential neighborhood or wherever. But
I haven't dealt with yep. But again, from my perspective, I think the biggest things is just the nature of how we would want development to be in Belgrade and the aesthetic that we're looking for. And then number two, and that's why I CC Dan and Travis, the fire and rescue chief, for those that don't know, is that would be something that they would need to be, you know, involved with and consider as well. Because could very realistically get to a point where you say that is too big, we could not handle that, right? And it's not like you're plugging into a hydrant and there's all the water source you need there. So that would be a concern for me.
Any more comments from the board? So I'll tell you something, this is a great flag brought up forward here, because, you know, putting it together, the consumption, the energy consumption is gonna double. I wanted to say, I heard this in the news, maybe in the next 20 years is gonna double up from what we have now. The need for energy to maintain databases and all the new stuff that is coming on with AI is gonna be, the demand is gonna be tremendous. So I wouldn't be surprised that definitely, we are gonna need local, battery power to sustain all that move. So, this is the time to, put us in the real regulation in the town, rules about that and start thinking about it.
So how quickly do you think we'll have to be dealing with it? I mean, do we need a moratorium to work on an ordinance? Is it gonna happen in the next year and a half? Or,
I couldn't tell, never know.
because if we're caught with no ordinance, then they can pretty much do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Right. Unless there's something in the ordinance now that doesn't show it as an approved use, and I don't know if there's a special use permit that would have to be required, it's not fitting in there, but.
Well, a lot that would help us would be whether the fire department could handle it.
and that would be at least top of mind for me.
So, alright,
And again, it's all site specific, right? Like it could be a very small one that's in the middle of nowhere that the fire department could just put their hands up and say, it's gonna burn and we'll have to deal with it after the fact, right? And there would be no, you know, it's unstaffed, there's no, you know, loss of life or risk of life, so you just walk away from it. But
Is there any place in Belgrade that's the middle of nowhere?
but I'm just saying, I guess I'm just saying that, you know, every site is different about
Yeah.
different things.
Like a large one would be a problem.
But potentially,
Well, 10 or 15 acre one like in Gorham, yeah. Would you?
But then I have to be for use, for sale and available. It's not only like the developer will come here and say, well, I'm gonna get your house, right? So a lot of shifting around, concepts here.
yeah, but with solar farms, people popped out of nowhere to grab that money, so.
So, interesting.
Would
So,
they have to have a permit?
Yeah,
It's good to know.
I mean, you'll get a letter of grant with this. Or followed out of sight.
I mean, it would be sort of, we'd be in say one came in the door tomorrow. We'd be in the same situation that we were with the first only solar farm proposed in Belgrade, which we did approve under the general, you know, requirements of the commercial development review ordinance. And that dealt with some, you know, like, was there gonna be damage to important wildlife habitat, deal with the stormwater runoff, those kinds of things, but it didn't deal with a lot of the other issues that are unique to a solar facility. This would be in the same category, you know, we'd be in a position to mitigate some of the impacts, but, you know, wouldn't be able to do a very good job at all with regard to fire and what increased costs that might present to the town of Belgrade. Those kinds of issues, so, you know, just like wind power, you know, it requires some specific regulations if you're gonna deal with, you know, what's the potential for mortality to migrating birds, or, you know, all the issues that are kind of unique to a particular type of technology.
Right, and again, I guess, you know, again, the main reason I'm here as a resident is to say that we have the luxury of time where there could be public hearings and input from, you know, other folks that live in the town. They can give their input on what they would like to see or how they would want it to be addressed, and then what ordinance could be crafted or amended or however that makes sense. And
So location, if it's not really all that important to be close to the source of generation, I assume it's equally not that important to be close to where the demand is.
exactly.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get the fire chief and the rescue chief and get some statistics on worst case possible scenario for what size and what they can handle, or what they couldn't, because it was, you know, piggyback off of these guys saying if the fire department can't handle the worst case scenario,
Exactly.
full show or something. like that.
Has there been discussion in the fire department about this yet?
No, we've been focused on the station. It's not take up most of the time.
I mean, this is sort of like what's going down the rails, you know, how much hazardous materials goes up the SAPI, you know, sodium hydroxide or whatever it might happen to be, and having to be prepared for it.
Okay, any further discussion on this? So, we thank you so very much
Yeah.
for your time here today. It have been really, enlightening, at least for me. And, I'm sure that the board be deciding pretty soon on what to do about this, the dialogue about it. And certainly, I think the next time that we dialogue this, we will invite the fire department. So, thank you.
Yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, thanks.
The next item on the agenda is applicant Tyler Evans for Dyer Estates. Location is Dyer Lane North, map 7, lot 47-9. And the purpose is subdivision revision. Well, Tyler,
All right, if I spread the plan out on the table there.
yeah,
That's it.
well,
Put it there. Yeah. okay.
Over this one here. Sorry.
oh, here, sure, put it.
Sure, before we get started, we need to figure out whether Rich or Penny's gonna be taking the fifth slot.
Yeah, that's right. For today, one of the two alternates should serve on the board. You're welcome. Thank you. And the debate will be part of the 5 in the board today.
We've got multiple copies here. I don't know if any of the neighbors want to see a copy, I can bring it, yeah.
If there's next one, I'd love them, thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank you.
I can send a PDF too.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you.
You got
Thank you.
PDFs, good enough for that.
Thank you, thanks. There. Huh? Perfect. I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
Because we got, I have a small and stuff.
This is the thick one on the registry page. No, this has the siding block change from sketch plan to final plan.
No. Run, turn around. Yes, there's a fine. No, this will- they don't- No.
So we're talking about every.
Yeah. try.
Yeah, it's actually is. Actually. That's very.
So there's gonna be. Well, it's this meeting. No.
Yeah. That will not be something.
Are you guys,
Just rapidly.
Are you guys gonna say-
Should I?
are you discussing it?
Yeah. Then did you speak question asked? And can we replay the questions, please?
I question just whether the statement 3 meant that lot 14 was not gonna be subdivided to it.
Yes, it's this one.
Yeah, that's not, no, that, this reference was that has been put in the line, it said, and that was the previous revision.
So 13 is the conservation law, so this one can never change. This. These are the new ones on one.
Yes, I have some comments when you're ready.
Sure.
Is now a good time?
Sure,
Yeah, okay.
so let, you know, I didn't ask the audience
Yep.
to get introduced. Let's do that very quickly. And you, they have, the old one signed up. Yeah, so let's make sure that everybody signed up in this, yellow paper here. And I apologize, I forget about having everybody get introduced themselves before we roll the meeting. So, we're gonna start with, Nick Alexander's right here in front of us.
Yes, Nick Alexander, town resident, board, planning board applicant.
Okay, and then, you can go ahead too,
Down your office, I'm here for the shoreline zoning.
okay?
I'm Lonnie Carlson. I'm here I'm the abutting neighbor.
Okay, great, and then,
Cal, yeah, if you didn't, we're buddy, we're on the lake.
all right,
Well, the cottage is down below. Judy Yetlin's sister.
okay. And,
Scott Parkins, I own one of the homes entirely.
all right,
3 sevens.
all right. So with that said, let's start by opening the floor to comments. I think,
Sure. Yeah.
you're,
I had.
can you restate your name
Yeah,
again?
yeah, so I'm Leilani Carlson. I live. Property north,
Yes.
north, the property next door. I do have a couple of questions. When the previous house was put in, I was concerned about the drainage and the activity for lot 12. The trenches were pretty deep and caused overflow into my property. And I want to make sure that that's addressed for future construction because the one lot was right alongside. Lot 9B. So. Which one is this one? Where you
Yeah,
had a lot of work.
yeah.
And they're assigned trenches.
So the lot is this one over here, 13.
These trenches caused overflow into my property. And I want to make sure that's addressed
And right here.
or. Yeah.
Or 9B.
It's a concern.
Birdland Street.
Oh, here, come on. That be all right?
Just please don't mark on that one.
I won't. So, when I own this property, yes, when this house went in, this has been a very wet area historically. And so when this house went in, I'm not sure if you have to keep raising it up, but trenches were dug around the pavement here to mitigate water, to reduce the water table here. And it caused drainage onto my property. But I don't live down there, but it was noticeable and it impacted some of the harvesting I did with logging. Make it super soggy, and so I'm concerned if this one goes in, what's gonna happen?
It's also fairly wet.
Yes, this is soggy, so there's old, I've lived next door for more than 20 years. And so we've walked over here, kids learn to ride bikes here. So there's an old access road that goes down to over to my property, and this is pretty soggy.
Yeah, it's flat. I mean, as the topography goes, this whole area, this is, the daylight basement here is the only one on the entire property. So the slope from a ledge ridge here drops down. And to her point, this ditching had to be done to get positive pitch to get the water around, because that road's already paved. And so that is going to be addressed during the construction of Lot B. We will continue that drainage ditch. And the reason that hasn't been done yet is that we didn't want to clear a swath. We want to maintain as many trees in there as we can. And so that will be done as part of that, likely with the driveway construction of that, so it can be combined and add to the feel of this and address our concerns to them.
And where would it ultimately outlet?
Down here on the conservation land, I mean, it's not a high volume of water, but it will continue down this onto the property here. And if we need, at least best management practices for the DEP, if it needs berms, we'll address that, and forest mulching and.
What happened to the drain that was going right to your in-laws? That historically it drained this way. There's a little electrical pump thing here.
That's a transformer for CMP, but there's nothing under the roads.
But it used to pool here. Before there was a house here, the water used to pool here, and you've diverted it all this way.
Only on the west side of the road. Out of necessity.
So my concern is over the distance of the property line, that it should just be, that's not.
We'll make sure no water's diverted too far.
Well, it has been, so that would be good.
You do trench, or whatever extension. Cause the water to not flow on the other property, or would it?
I mean, it's
Whatever.
flat, right? It's gonna like, we're gonna make sure that nothing that we create goes onto our property and that everything is addressed on our side of the property, the topography at the line.
Is there a stone wall along here?
There is not a stone wall along there.
Kind of portions of it at the end of the road,
Which way?
right here.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry, yeah, so I have a stone wall on my property, and then there's like a big berm here, and I don't know what that was from, but that's on my property. And you're right, but it's on my property, so
Yeah.
it's not near yours, it's probably 40 feet over, 20 feet over. On my property line, there is a stone wall on mine, but the ditch that they dug just stops. It flattens out, and so it's the water now is just going where it wants. It's a concern, I just would like to know.
Yeah. And is that during thunderstorms, heavy rains?
Spring, like,
Spring.
springtime.
No, maybe you're gonna say something that shouldn't say, but then you're gonna figure out that I really don't know where this place is.
Oh,
Is it the cemetery like over here?
Yeah.
no, the cemetery's right here.
Right here.
Yeah, it's right here, and this is the old cemetery. So this is Route 811, this is the
No, the cemetery then is over here.
cemetery's here.
Over here, right across.
Yeah, that's what it
Okay.
is.
The road comes up in the cemetery.
Yeah.
But. No, if some car blowing through that. I'll-
So
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. This is,
Yeah, so but
one 135 is right here.
No.
Yeah, that's what I said. You guys have cemetery over here?
no, it's the cemetery's right here.
Okay, man.
Yeah, so not a dire lane, and this is a cemetery, so stop sign is right there.
And then the garage, it's like right over here. Comes around, it's over here. That's how I showed you by accident. And so we're talking about the same thing. So I do remember right here, before this property went out, right here, and no more rain, there was a little light.
Yeah, it's right here.
Right here,
Yeah.
So this road goes up. And then it goes down and
It goes,
'Cause that's why you have the,
yeah, well, he's right, there's a ledge that goes under, and so the water's hitting it. And it is going back downhill, but the real drop off is back there.
so.
Do you have one with topography?
Not on this, I do, and I can get it, but it's,
So this is something like this land is like this, and then like that. And then your property goes out, because this road goes up.
no, they flow together,
They
so
flow.
the topography lines, this is all kind of on the same plane.
So here, he's got one, you know. Didn't you have to?
Yeah,
There we go. Really? Yeah, that's,
You want contours on
no, it's fine. Makes,
I
oh,
would like contours on.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Nicholas, you're in trouble.
Oh, are you?
There we go.
it? It's steep.
So that should go to top of the easy place for. I never been back there. And inside. Yeah.
What's that again?
Drops, it's flat again.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
So that's just one comment. So again, from Lonnie Carlson. My next question is, in your application, number 26 says the view extension is gonna be. It says your view, I wanna know what the view extension is. You said Fair Overlook Road is partially built to serve 2 new houses. The view extension will be built in phases to access new home.
Oh, not view, new.
That says new. Okay, so if new extension, what does that mean? A road?
Yeah, tax, yeah.
It will
New
be
extension.
paved.
No, like it stays gravel.
Okay,
It's gonna be private, so it'll be up to the future buyers to determine if they want to pave it.
okay. And then I had one more comment. Originally, when it first sold, there was the comment about lot 13. I'm just wondering if that could be included on this final plan that said. I did notice it's not on your plans. It says lot 13 is to remain in its natural state. About 130 or 138 ownership being transferred. It just says how it can apply.
Yeah, that runs forever without it.
Well, can it go onto these maps?
It is, I mean, it's on that map, so it doesn't change. We're not revising or changing paragraph.
Okay, so it doesn't need to. So when I call Hans and I say, what about lot 13? What are the restrictions on there?
Yep.
He pulls up your map. It doesn't show.
It will on that. It shows that.
It will?
Yeah.
Okay.
How does ownership of 13 change it at all?
Doesn't until there's a formal association set up.
And
So you have to share
When
that.
we bought the house, with my understanding that each of us that owned a lot had that
access to
fraction
it. Yep.
of top 13.
Yep.
Could people speak up, because the board needs to hear what you're saying. Otherwise, we can't consider it.
Yeah, I was just asking about the ownership of lot 13, which is the slope.
This has nothing to do with 13. Just to be clear. It's not-
Right, but my question though is with these new lots, that means there are gonna be more potential owners in the subdivision. Will they all get an equal share of lot 13 when they buy the house?
Yes.
Okay, so it won't be 1/4 of lot 9's share. They'll have an equal share like I do and every other owner in the subdivision.
Well. Seems, I don't know, it might be on a. Isn't that just considered a common ground,
Yes.
that all of them, it's a common ground, no one really owns it. It's considered for conservation. And, so no one owns it.
Okay, so it's not a responsibility question at all.
I
Okay.
mean, you can still use it, at least. It's different in all subdivisions, but in most of them, that common ground is designated for preservation. It can't be developed, but it can be used by the people in the subdivision.
Tyler's addressed in each, lot owner's deed.
Yes, we don't have a formal HOA set up. At some point in the future, that could be spelled out, but right now I pay the taxes and everyone in there has rights to the land.
Great, and so at the moment, you're
I'm
responsible.
responsible, right.
I'm doing, may I ask the question as a non-homeowner, what are the rights to the land?
Access,
Access only?
Yeah.
No construction, no.
correct. There could never be construction.
So no. And it's not, it doesn't touch the lake, yeah, right, it just hits the railroad tracks.
So, okay, for a summary of this whole thing, is I got lost, the conversation, the thread of the conversation. Lot 13, the usage of that lot is addressed in another map.
Yep.
That is already in the,
Already recorded.
already recorded in the, register of deeds. Right, and this map is not gonna supersede that one.
This is a revision to lot 9, that.
Only,
yes.
that satisfies you?
Yes, this doesn't supersede it, right, I just wanna make sure it doesn't replace it.
Well, I'm not expert on these things. I gotta
That's why-
go by the goodwill of people and then what we're forwarding here. So I do understand, because that was original map for this subdivision. That stays with this map only addresses these 4 lots that we are adding. That are related to lot 9 being divided. So whatever, you can make a hole in that map for the area of lot 9, and you gotta look at this map, but the rest of it stays. As I understand it. Right? Will that be correct, Mr. Seal?
I'm sorry.
Advice here. So the question before is, well, there's a concern that in this map is not stated the use of lot 13. Well, the use of lot 13 is addressed in the previous map when the subdivision was stated at the beginning, when the subdivision was enacted, if you wanna call it.
Right,
So in this map, we only address in lot 9 subdivision, renewal, revision. And it's gonna be divided in 4 lots. So for, understanding of the butters and everything else, everything stays as the first layer of, allocation for the subdivision. And this session only talks about lot 9. The provisions for lot 13 expressed in that previous map still stay.
that's correct.
That's
I mean,
correct.
That Tyler's asking for amendment simply to create those additional lots.
And
And that's all he's requesting. He's not requesting to change anything else. So we can't approve anything else. And in fact, the ordinance limits our jurisdiction to only the amendment that's being requested. We can't go back and look at the whole subdivision again. That's done business. The town approved that whenever that was, but so yeah, it's the only thing on the table in terms of our jurisdiction tonight is the amendment that Tyler's requesting.
excellent. So that said, just by case silent, Mr. Edwards, do you happen to have the original map with you?
I know we get to
I do.
Do you? So that says what you were talking about.
This has, yes, this has a note about lot 13.
Perfect. Right,
Would you like to look at it?
so we all talking the same dialogue and we all in agreement with that. That here, yes, Mrs.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was it? I was reading it, I'm sorry.
Sure.
As long as this note company stays with the original map, yes.
Right, sounds good. So, any other, questions from the butters? There are more, okay?
No.
You guys have questions?
We own property
on the lake.
Okay,
We have to go through lot 13. There's a paved road there that goes down through that section. And Tyler owns that property. We own the road, but we've been maintaining because we've had some erosion problems. And I think that's why we're here tonight. We were just concerned about these new lots going in and any water runoff going down over the hill that could affect that right away. So that's it's not on here, obviously, but that's why we're here.
well, you see the road in there.
We'll use, again, best management practices, build a berm, probably that wood road, that goes down in front of these lots, probably. No docks down there, we build berms, make sure that any water is not able to rip down there. It's just an improvement from where it is now.
Yeah.
But no development's gonna go down also up there.
Obviously, but that's why we're concerned because we've had to do something about it. Yeah, put culverts in there.
Okay. Understandable.
Yeah, I think you knew about that.
I think one of a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I want to ask, which lot are you in, 50, 51? 50, what's that?
This shows the road. This is the road they're talking about. Yes. I think that's what they're talking about.
I've been there before.
Oh, for yourself, it is. Fine.
Well, the good
That's
point
not
is
gonna
that the big thing was been should have
Yes.
the town records, the original approval.
Feel aggressive.
You're Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, posted missing? Yeah.
No, I wasn't. That was 1 year before, no, that 2000, no.
Go for it, there.
Yeah, that was one. Rich wasn't even here.
Yeah, they were. In and out of there when I.
This road should be going.
So I'm curious, just to address the board,
But that's not really,
the board thing right away.
I mean, this is where. Yeah, lot 9 is over here, so. That's slope goes like this, so this main issue over here is more related to this road and these lots than it is the lots that are being proposed for being created.
This is, well. So, yeah. I'm curious, you mentioned a berm, and there's the bluff and right of way across there, and I'm wondering how putting berms in that road would impact, if it's an issue with the bluff and right of way.
Is that this road you're talking about?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one that comes up the hill. from
Yeah.
that Property, okay. So I couldn't remember if it was that one or this one.
Yeah, and I'm talking berms up here on the edge, we're not gonna do anything down here, we need to control any runoff. Along this line where that road comes out, we're gonna make sure that it doesn't. Add to runoff going down that road.
What's, was that a curiosity, is this like an old abandoned town road or?
No, yeah.
Not that I wanna raise any legal.
So it's on my deed, it's called the bluff and right of way.
So not
Are you familiar with
Yeah,
that?
and it goes to your.
It comes up here and then it goes down my property.
Everybody
And
else.
then there's like a little slough and there's some other tracks. I asked Hans about it, if it was an issue at all. I don't use it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Wilsons.
So all these properties used to be Betsy Dyer's?
Yes,
All right.
around. So we've been about.
Interesting. All right, so, you want to address another,
I'm curious about their cut plan. What are you planning for cutting wood?
To be determined, we're gonna leave them with wooded as we can.
You're gonna leave them as wooded as you can, or to be determined? Both,
Well, I mean, my intent is to leave them wooded, we're not gonna clear cut it, but I don't know exactly what trees are gonna be cut.
are you gonna be cutting for?
Potentially.
But can you cut 13?
Yes.
You don't have to maintain that for, phosphorus boundary.
Okay, clear cut it, we're gonna use best management practices for anything I would do.
Gotcha.
My only concern and question is, I don't even know if it's really a concern, but. This increases the number of residences and owners and users of common resources like groundwater that we got. And with the drought last year and the stories in the news about people running out of water and stuff, has there been any kind of groundwater study that you can, has anybody considered how much water?
What's his name? Is available?
Sir, can you repeat your name?
Scott Parsons, I own lot 2 on your map. My name's not on there, but lot 2 is my house.
So,
Oh, it's gonna answer.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm talking to Mark Weiss, who drilled all the wells out there, they all have, adequate and sufficient water supply. He's unaware of any wells in his information that went dry during the drought. These in particular, we've never had low volume or experienced any issues, so especially given the lot size and quantity. He doesn't expect any issues and.
Shall we? Last summer, I don't remember anybody in this town run out of water. But in New Sharon, they did. My sister-in-law lives there, and they definitely did. But I don't remember anybody last summer in this town not having water.
It's gonna be an increasing problem as the years go on, with climate change and everything, groundwater is gonna become a more and more valuable resource, and scarcer resource as time goes on. And especially with increased development, but I'm not saying that there is an issue, it's just it's something I'm concerned about as the number of potential occupants and residences increases in a subdivision.
Have you been involved in any of the well drillings in terms of knowledge of gallons per minute or anything like that?
Yeah, the last one, we got 10 gallons a minute on lot 6 that abuts this. Lot 7 was about 4.5. Right in Barbara have 3. Looks there.
I'm not having any issues with our wells.
And as far as development, our comprehensive plan, that's in a development, residential development area. Our governor's been doing everything she can do to take away our home rule and increase housing on tiny little lots. So something like this where it can only be, where it's only four houses.
Yeah.
I think that has very minor impact.
For perspective, you can go 4 dwellings on any one lot now, so we're talking about 4 dwellings on 4 individual lots and far exceeds.
And people should be aware of what she's done to our minimum lot standards. And she's taken our rule right away from Belgrade and every other town in the state. And imposed 4 dwelling on a 1 acre lot. He's done. That's rule, that's law. So we're talking just 4 individual houses. That's minor.
To be fair, we're not talking about 4 houses, we're talking about. What's the total number of house lots? No, on the whole property that next to it's being built.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, we're talking about 4 on 5 acres, yes.
on 50 acres.
Yeah.
How big's the subdivision?
50 acres.
50 acres.
So, it's just a concern of the board, because we live in a lake town. And it's very easy to get that resource damage with too much density. So that's something that's a town we have to beat out on in the future. But I take with deep reasoning and in my mindfulness way your comments. Any other comments from the audience? All right, I hear none. So do we have comments from the board?
I have questions.
Go ahead.
I'd like to get back to the drainage issues and the runoff issues that have been brought up. And Tyler, that water and any water that might be added to it would be coming from I mean, the road's already constructed, these 4 lots, and do you foresee additional water? So even if it was gravel, obviously, that's still, it's compacted, it's essentially impermeable surface. Then you have the impermeable surfaces of people's driveways, particularly if they pave them, and the homes. You go over again what you were discussing earlier, what your mitigation plan is for that, for running that water into the open space area.
Yeah, to get the water to flow along the property line so that it's not directed into any of these 2B lots. Right now, that ditch ends and the water percolates up to the ground. Once there's driveways there, we're going to continue that down northwesterly line to make sure that water is directed away from the buildings.
Was that part of the original subdivision plan? Where I'm going with this is there a detailed engineering plan for that drainage way?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of, okay. Where I'm going with all this is Tyler's asked for a waiver of the stormwater management plan, and I'm generally amenable to that, but I'd like to see something that documents this, what Tyler just described as the mitigation plan for dealing with the runoff, so that it's part of what we approved.
Sure.
That it's documented for the public record and is part of the subdivision approval. How we do that, there are different ways we could potentially do that. Tyler could submit some additional information. We could do it maybe by a condition of approval. But I'd like to see us address that.
Oh, I agree with that.
Wouldn't that be part of the proposals on the individual homes when they're built?
Well, I think this is coming from multiple lots, and so to leave it to individual homeowners would lead to no solution. Is
Well, no,
probably what
a
would lead to.
particular runoff plan for each lot as they're developed.
Right, that's what I'm saying, as they're being developed,
Like
they
we
would
would
have
do
to have a
on-
stormwater runoff plan.
But I think, Tyler was talking about like, lack of a better word, some trenching or some
Ditch.
changing. I think we need to address that, like George said, whether it's in a condition or whatever, but there's definitely gonna be some more work done even prior, I guess.
Yeah, I think the only entity or person that can deal with it is Tyler, as the developer of these 4 lots.
Yeah, what I was saying, so that would supersede individual property, you
Yes.
have to follow that.
Yeah. So that basically we don't just push the problem that is currently there where the water fans out at the end of the ditch, just, into a different location.
Yeah.
But that's my own personal thought on that.
Any more comments from the board on that?
That was my only, because some of the other waiver requests, I think I don't have any problem at all with those.
Okay. Commissioner Alexander, you're good? So, is this something that we have to take a vote to request it, or?
Well, we definitely need to take a vote on the waiver request. And then I think we need to have discussion. And I would value Tyler's input on, he may have a preference on how he would like to proceed. One way may make more sense for him than another. But with respect to the drainage issue. And that I see actually separate from the stormwater plan requirement. The stormwater plan, management plan is pretty broad in context we're dealing with a more specific issue here of just getting, it isn't so much that we're trying to prevent stormwater flow from these 4 lots to reaching the lake. That's gonna happen anyway. That's not gonna happen anyway because of the distances, the amount of open spaces in between, and that's already was addressed in the original application. We just don't want to add to this drainage problem that has been identified for us. Is my take, and you know, if somebody disagreed with that, that's fine.
Want to say something there?
Yeah, I would propose doing that as a conditional approval, and then I can submit something specific to that issue for the board's approval.
Well, the road isn't constructed yet, the secondary road, the gravel road's not, yeah, is that constructed yet?
It's built, yeah,
It's built
Arrowbrook, yes.
all the way over to my property line?
No, there's gonna be an extension of it, but most of it's built.
So, but the perception is that, so through lot 9, the road is not built yet.
It's there, a lot of the roads, but it'll be improved as we bring in underground power.
From here to here, really,
They drove a logging truck in there.
a long truck. But
You got a logging
Yeah,
truck? You drive it.
drive the Prius that the neighbors drive, I mean, so I just wanted to make sure the road is not constructed through lot yet, just for clarification purposes.
It is an established roadway that will be improved or homes are built, of course, but it is there. Underground utilities.
So
So you're talking about Dyer Road over Loop Road?
Yes.
So what is there, Tyler? Is there a subgrade? Is there?
Yes, yeah, yep, exactly. Subgrade through most of it, and that was access to clear it so you can see it. And then.
And what needs to be done to complete it?
Road gravel, once we set transformers, you know where the driveways are gonna go.
Okay, I got a question for you, Ty. This Dyer Lane doesn't end up here, it keeps going in that lot 13, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's driving, it's going on this one, yeah. What,
Why
why,
do they have a right of way down here? Russell, you get to the water.
It's their property, so.
okay. I just, so that,
The 2-lane road, yeah, and.
so this lot is yours, you know?
Yeah. that's.
So why this ordinance not show up this way?
Cause that's the property line.
This is the property line of the,
This piece of this lot, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a right of way. That's, you're looking at the property, the lot. Fine.
Thank you.
So again, Lonnie Carlson, I just want to go on the record that a conditional approval is relying on, he is a good developer, businessman, but I would like to see some sort, based on lot 12 and the methodology he used to remediate the water. It was not approved by an engineer, and I would like to see a plan for that. Please.
Any comments on the board for that?
Well, I think that's what we're talking about is,
Yeah, but she's expressing that she would like to see a written plan before it's approved. Before everything is approved, not just leave it as a condition of approval. I particularly myself, I see value to it. To have the
I mean,
plan
that's a
first.
judgment call, just so it's clear how a condition of approval would work on it depends on how it's worded, but you know, it might be worded something like prior to the sale of any of the 4 lots. A plan needs to be submitted for improving drainage to the planning board for its review and approval. So in other words, nothing happens until that plan is submitted and approved by the planning board. And, you know, so it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. Of how you want to proceed.
May I speak?
Oh, please go ahead.
Except that if we approve it now, it moves it further down the line than if there's a holdup.
Yes.
Okay, so, I will need a motion and a second, to this regard.
On what?
On the, we need to do 2 things. We need to make a motion to approve the waivers that we're gonna give. And then a motion to whether we're gonna request the stormwater plan ahead of the approval of the whole subdivision. Or are we gonna do that as a condition of approval?
Yeah, I think we should do, the waiver needs to be dealt with first.
Okay.
I think for the benefit of the members of the audience, I think we should go over it, because I don't know that they all have that in front of them.
And you please do the waivers?
Oh, okay, so, well, why don't we let Tyler do it? I mean, it's his request, not mine.
I don't have them right in front of me, so if you do, I'm more.
Well, do you want me to read it, Tyler?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I've got a copy in front of me. Yeah, so, just to put this in context for everybody's benefit, the ordinance allows certain requirements, be waived by the planning board for good cause, and there are some things that can't be waived, and there's some things that submission requirements that can be under certain circumstances, and that's what Tyler is requesting, is those that are eligible for a waiver. So the waiver request for Dyer Estates revision. We are requesting waivers under section 4, additional submissions for major subdivisions as follows. Number 1, stormwater management plan. The justifications are pretty simple here, pretty to the point. The roadway is already established. Number 2, the high intensity soil survey, good soils, current septic systems present on adjacent properties. Number 3, hydrogeologic assessment. It's not located over sand and gravel aquifer, which is one of the prerequisites for that. There is no reasonable presumption of water potability issues as a result of contamination. That's a requirement. It's close to, say, a hazardous waste site or something of that nature, gas station, something of that nature. An estimate of the amount, type of vehicle traffic, minimal traffic for 4 residential single family residences over an existing road. And number 6 is traffic impact analysis, not applicable for the parking size and daily trips. And that's really meant for the ordinance requirement is more tailored to, say, an apartment complex or something that's really going to generate a lot of traffic. And that's a analysis that has to be done and submitted and have made Department of Transportation review it. It just isn't intended for this kind of purpose. But anyway, those are the requests that the board needs to consider.
Just go ahead.
Just to reiterate that.
Sure.
That road is not complete. Do you know for a little bit? I It's not, it's a logging pathway, so.
There's 2 homes on it already.
Yeah,
The road.
that part is, the first 100 feet is, but all the
It's
way.
not 100 feet, that's 300 feet, it goes already.
No. I'm telling you, anyway, I just, the requested exception to the stormwater plan was stated on the back, the road is already there. And not knowing the exact definition of a road, just, that's my only point.
So again, to put this into context of a stormwater management plan requirement or required plan. The 2 things that you look at is the area already been disturbed? In other words. If there was, at one point, there was some native vegetation there, is that been removed? So that would be the first item. The second item would be, has it been turned into something that is less. More impermeable than what was there originally in terms of the native soils and so if you just bulldoze an area, you've already created the stormwater issue. Okay, so, and so in this instance, prior to this application coming to the board, though my personal view is those impacts already happened. And so it makes it difficult for the board to, after the fact, deal with them. Or require the plan, I should say. I think for me, anyway, the more important thing to deal with is the drainage issue that we've already talked about.
So I got a comment for the board. And good intention in these discussions, and you guys think that doing a site visit will make any difference?
Not right now, probably.
Yeah,
No, probably snow on the ground, maybe in spring.
so. What would be what would you hope to learn from a site visit?
Well, I'm hearing the floor, different versions of the same thing. And I can only look at a map. I can look at my GPS, but I don't have a sight of what is in the field. What is actually in the field.
Is the concern over, does the road exist or not? Is that?
Well, that would be my question. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a hard evidence to say, yeah, I can see from this camera, there's a road there. I don't have any of that hard evidence. I have burial accounts.
Would that show up on the Google Maps?
No, because the most recent picture of that area was like last June or April. But I think what we're stumbling over here is terminology, the roadway, so like. Tyler, you know where the road's gonna go, because you're plotting out your utilities. So that cleared area where the logging truck is traveled. Well, I haven't seen it either, but I'm presuming there's a path that's the curb, that will be the roadway.
Correct,
And that's where the utilities will go.
Correct.
That's where you're gonna work your drainage around
correct.
and use culverts or whatever's required to. Put the
Correct.
water into a non-detrimental area.
Right.
And that will be a condition of the approval.
Correct.
So roadway is not always a finished road, but it's the way of the road.
I'm following you from that term.
Anybody on the board have a idea or a concept of what the condition of approval would say? I know George said something earlier and I don't know exactly, I can't remember
Let
exactly.
me just still trying to put that together.
Well, if that's the direction the board wants to go into versus. I mean, that's Tyler's preference, but it's our decision and versus requiring it to be a submission prior to us taking. Any action on a motion to approve.
So, let me, just for the, understanding of the audience. What will be the difference between having that plan submitted first versus approving the, revision with the condition of approval? Time. What's the difference between the two?
6
Me-
months from now, none.
Okay.
It's more a matter of, maybe an accommodation of Tyler's schedule or,
Time, yeah, it lets us address this subdivision now and that as its own entity. Moving forward before any work can be done, any lots can be sold.
Hey, you usually
So we don't have to double, so we don't have to rehash this again. Again, it allows us to close this chapter
sure.
while leaving another one open to be closed at a later date.
I understand that, Tyler, but I want you to understand that live, you're dealing with the concept that you have abutters that don't seem to understand that previous promises have been done, had not been fulfilled to their takes, okay? So in kind of being, trying to establish a balance on how the board's gonna act, I have the responsibility of making sure that out of this room, hopefully nobody leave upset or disappointed. So, in able to maintain trust, maybe there's a flexibility to come back just to drop the paper in formally, and I think that probably will give assurance somehow. That probably will be a good way to go.
Come
Now,
back to that either way.
you go either way.
I have to come back to that anyway, right? I mean, that's condition of the approval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that said, Derek, is the conditions of approval go in the map as well, anyways? If we do that. So I guess, in relationship to the concerns of the voters, either way, it will be the same goal. All right, because the conditions of approval will be, he do have to redo the map.
I think it will be your notes on his approval, right? But you can sign that now. So that works.
All right. So I guess I'm trying to please everybody and not necessarily that's gonna happen. But I just wanna guarantee the abutters that show up today that the condition of approval in paper is as good as having as a plan before, because before anything starts, he has to come and drop the plan to the CEO office.
So no construction until.
No construction will start till that is here. Okay,
That's fair.
is that fair to
That
you?
sounds reasonable, thank you.
Yeah. So, that said, then, I think I feel the tension going down in the room. And we should, proceed to, vote on this condition of approval. Actually, we have to vote on the waivers first, isn't it? Two votes, the waivers and then the condition of approval. Mr. Baker,
We need a motion.
we're gonna need a motion, yes.
I make a motion that we approve. The request for waivers, items 1 through 6. Under section 4. The waiver request for items 1 through 6.
As presented by the applicant.
Yes.
I second that.
All right, so we have a motion and by Mr. Baker and a second by Mr. Sakara. So any further discussion on waivers? I hear none, so we're gonna vote now. Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Sakara?
Yes.
Mr. Shear?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
And Mr. Langet is 5 in favor, none opposed. So Mr. Seal is almost done with this condition of approval language.
Well, remember, we have to go through findings of fact,
Okay,
and law, but it might be worth discussing this first just to make sure conceptually everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
And then we can go through the legal process and just for everybody, the public benefit. A legal requirement of this ordinance, some other ordinances as well, is that we have to prepare what's called findings of fact in law. And it's essentially the legal document that the board prepares justifying its decision to approve or not approve whatever is being proposed and on what basis in terms of what's in the public record. And it's a legal requirement, as I said. But give me a second and so.
So, while Mr. Shield wrapped that up, findings of fact and conclusion law is, it's kind of a boring section of the process, so I hope you guys can, bear with us on that, all right?
So why don't I read this and then people can get their whacks at it. Prior to the sale of any of the proposed 4 lots, a plan to prevent any stormwater drainage from reaching the abutting property to the north of the subdivision shall be submitted for planning board review and approval.
Is that good with the board?
I just have a question, so do you sell the lot before you start building it?
No,
So he can build the house and then sell the lot? Right, can you build it?
no, I'm not gonna do anything until this is addressed.
Well, just for
Language.
clarity and text.
So.
Yeah, I have to admit, I assumed writing this that you wouldn't build until this lot had been sold.
But you can build before the lot is sold, so can we
Yeah.
add to the language,
Build on
So,
property,
build-
so-
what build or sold,
So problem solved.
right?
I'm not gonna build on a lot I can't sell, so problem solved.
Yeah, that was my assumption. That's typically how it goes.
So if it doesn't matter, then why not clarify the text? So I don't mean to be a smart ass, I'm just saying, I
You
mean,
can put both, build and
for
build or
for
sold.
clarity,
Both.
read my text, I'm sorry. And if no, it's just a comment, you can do what you want, I'm not familiar with this.
I'll do whatever the rest of the board wants me to do, cause.
Well, and you build other houses in there without buyers. Like, you have our house.
But you couldn't build anything without
What I wouldn't do. is
showing
that,
the run
Gotcha.
of plan conditions, you'd have to meet that condition before you could build.
It's just that you cannot build in it.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to build anything unless he met that condition. Anyways, so he would have to come back with plans of what he's looking to build, and he would have to have met that condition.
Is it prior to building permits?
Yeah,
That appease everybody? Is it prior to the sale of lots, prior to any permits being issued on said lots?
Build.
Nice, well, it's a great house.
Did you live in our house?
It's still beautiful.
so here's what run this up the flagpole. Prior to the sale of any of the proposed 4 lots or issuance of a building permit by the town's code enforcement officer. A plan to prevent any stormwater drainage from reaching the abutting property to the north of the subdivision shall be submitted to the planning board for board of review and approval.
All right. So, we're gonna go first through the finance of fact and conclusion of law, then we're gonna, at the end, we're gonna add that language.
Right,
And,
and just for Tyler's benefit, for everybody's benefit, this condition of approval, that if this is the route we're going, has to be on the final plan that we sign. It has to be, it has to go to the plan, on the plan that goes to the registry of deeds.
So you couldn't sign that and have this in verbiage on your approval, your finding of facts.
no, we're through this before, Tyler. You have to.
That's what the ordinance says.
Yeah. You have to
That the
be in the
conditions
plan.
of approval, both standard and project specific, this one would be a project specific one, have to be on the final plan. that
So
board signs and goes to the registry of deeds.
because we're going through finding of fact now, is I'm gonna bring the plan back in and you can sign it. At the be, you know. We're gonna go through finding of facts all over again when I bring the plan with that line on it back.
No,
Yeah,
No, it's just a matter.
signing.
yeah, you just bring a plan back and before a meeting, at the beginning of the meeting, when it's on.
We just went through the same thing with another applicant.
The only reason I miss skiing with my son every Thursday night that I'm at one of these meetings. It's a short winter, so
Sorry about
that's my
that.
motivation.
All right, so let's go through the findings of fact and conclusion of law. Subdivision final plan approval for the town of Belgrade subdivision ordinance, Belgrade Planning Board. These findings of facts and conclusion of law were developed in conjunction with consideration of the permit applicant and the public record. Findings of fact, type of subdivision is a revision to the approved plan. Name of the applicant is Tyler Evans. Applicant's mailing address is P.O. Box 586 Belgrade Lakes, Maine 04918. Subdivision name is Dyer Estates. Date of application is January 22nd, 2026. Number of lots to be created. Isn't that 4?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna put number 4 here. Was empty. Was written waiver request submitted? That's a yes. If yes, cite the ordinance section which a waiver was requested. Mr. Baker, you read that number.
Section.
Where is the section?
Section 4.
Section 4.
Cite ordinance section for which waivers are approved, if any.
Yeah, article, 8, section 4.
Repeats the same thing twice. I don't understand why. So, one is a requested and one is approved.
Right.
So both of them, okay, gotcha. So both of them is the same number in both of them.
Right.
Right. Approved, yes. Date of waiver approval, it is today, which is February the 4th.
Good.
Thank you. 2026. Board rationale for waiver approval and denials. So approval. So the reason for approval is that it was none of the requirements were applicable, huh? Should I put 28?
Correct, yeah, based on the January.
So should this language go based on the January 28th, 2023 request from the applicant? None of the items mentioned were needed or required for the revision. Sounds good? All right. We're moving page 2 out of 8. Conclusions of law, based upon the application of materials, testimony, statements, evidence, documents, and other materials submitted to it, and the above findings of fact, the Belgrade Planning Board concludes based on the applicable performance, design, construction, and other standards of the ordinance and the following statutory review criteria of Title 30A, MRSA 4,404 and Article 1, Section 2 of the ordinance, the proposed division, number 1. A, pollution. So will not result in undue water and air pollution. And the answer is yes, and is based on public PRAS.
Distance submittals.
Thank you. Public records and submittals. And for now, we're gonna call that PRAS. So we're gonna vote on this, huh? So we're gonna vote that it's not gonna create any pollution.
This have any, discussion, so to speak? Water pollution, the stormwater issue at all? Or do we not think that's an issue? Or it is best addressed on the stormwater portion of it.
Okay,
Get to that.
so any, should I put here that any soil disturbance is gonna be addressed by the stormwater
Condition.
plan?
We just approved, a waiver of the stormwater management plan.
But we didn't, the condition that's gonna address the.
The drainage issue, right, from going on to the other, to the property to the north.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm very confused here. So we waived the stormwater plan,
Right, the requirement to submit a stormwater management plan, we waived.
okay? So I thought that was why it was gonna be submitted as part of the condition.
No,
Okay, so that's been clarified here.
a plan can be submitted, but it's not.
Yeah,
gonna be a
and-
full-blown sample.
And what's gonna be submitted on the track where we've been heading is very different than a stormwater management plan. A stormwater management plan would deal with all impermeable surfaces and all that. They're just, you know, if you take out that brings us back to, you know, has the soil disturbance already happened for the construction of the road? And it has, is what I'm hearing. And so you got 4, remember, we're only focusing on the 4 lots, we're not dealing with the whole subdivision. We don't have any jurisdiction on the rest of the subdivision at this point in time.
So it's a smaller plan, it's a plan
So,
to
yeah,
prevent any stormwater drainage on the abutting properties on the 4 lots.
onto the property to the north. That's the issue that was brought to us via public comments.
So going back to Mr. Baker's question,
As long as this is being addressed by a condition, I'll say yes.
on the pollution. So we should add to a line here that not only will not result in undue water or air pollution by the public records and submittals, but because the applicant will follow the stated condition of approval. That's what you want to see in this line, Dennis.
if we waive the stormwater,
Yeah,
then we wouldn't put a condition on this one, we'd put a condition either on one of the other items coming up, or at the very end, that this needs to be done before the project, the lots are sold.
We've already got that in the verbiage of the petition. I don't get where you, I mean, I don't get where you.
okay, we're two of us on this side then, so, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have probably all the way from A, all the way to.
I just wanna add with condition on the bottom, you know. With public record information.
You just wanna say then with public records and with condition of approval. And we state a condition of approval.
That certainly would take every concern I had away if it's a condition of approval.
And we have it. We have to put it at the end,
Mhm.
but you wanna see that we refer to that in item A. So we pull the records and with stated conditions of approval. Which one of them is the one that you're talking about?
It would make me feel better, but I think George was disagreeing by saying we've waived it, we can't waive the stormwater.
If we add some language here that just says, in addition to, a condition of approval, that kind of takes the whole stormwater management plan issue out of play, because we've already waived it. But it still keeps in that we're gonna be requiring this condition that diverts runoff in someplace where, well, onto basically the open space line. Where it can infiltrate and consequently not cause water pollution.
So. I think what we're saying is we're proving that it's a yes, this is done, but we have a condition
Of approval.
of approval that.
So, we're gonna say based on public records and present the conditions of approval. Okay. So. I think that was gonna satisfy everybody. So again, pollution in item A, pollution will not result in undue water or air pollution based on public records and submittals and presented conditions of approval.
Will not.
Will not. Yeah. So we've learned yes, that it will not. So. Mr.
Yes.
Baker, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Sagaro, yes. Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes,
and Mr. Longet, it's 5 yeses, 5 yeses. In favor. 5 and none opposed. All right, next one, B, sufficient water. Has sufficient water available for the reasonable foreseeable needs of subdivision. And the answer to that is yes. Based on PRAS and presented conditions of approval.
no,
We don't need that.
We don't need that one there?
Yeah, this has to do with drinking water, whether there's an adequate supply.
Okay. So that's set, and we have any further discussions on that? I hear none. You're gonna vote.
Yes, oh, sorry.
Mr. Baker?
Yeah.
Yes. Mrs. Sagara?
Yes.
Mr. Alex Steele?
Yeah.
Mr. Alexander? And myself, Sarah, I guess 5 yeses and 0 and not opposed. All right. Municipal water supply will not cause an unreasonable burden on a system municipal drinking water supply if one is to be used, and the answer is any. Okay? Erosion will not cause unreasonable soil erosion reduction in the capacity of land to hold water so that dangerous and unhealthy conditions results. The answer is yes, that it will not cause it. It will not cause it. Based on PRAS.
Yes,
And we don't need to do other condition on this one either.
well,
Or we should,
I think we should.
we
okay,
did it for the other one, we should do.
okay, so PRAS and presented. Conditions. Of approval. So we're gonna vote now. Mr. Baker,
Yes, with the condition of approval.
thank you. Mr. Sakar,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
and me, Sarah Langet, is 5 in favor, none opposed. Traffic will not cause unreasonable highway or public road congestion or unsafe conditions with respect to use of highways or public roads, existing or proposed, and if the proposed subdivision requires driveways or entrances onto the estate or state aid highway. The Maine Department of Transportation has provided documentation indicating that the driveways and entrances conform to Title 23, Section 204, and any rules adopted under that section. So yes, it will not cause unreasonable highway or public road congestion based on PRAS. And we're gonna vote Mr. Baker,
Yes,
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
and me, Sarah Langet, is 5 in favor, none opposed. Page 3 out of 8. Sewage disposal will provide an adequate sewage waste disposal and will not cause an unreasonable burden on municipal services if there are any to utilize. The answer is yes, based on PRAS, and we're gonna vote Mr. Baker,
yes,
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
and me, Sarah Langet, is 5 in favor and none opposed. Municipal solid waste disposal will not cause an unreasonable burden on municipal ability to dispose of solid waste if any municipal services are to be utilized. And the answer is yes, that it will not cause any unreasonable burden to those facilities based on PRAS. And we're gonna vote Mr. Baker,
yes,
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander, and Miss Sarah Langet is 5 in favor and none opposed. Aesthetic, cultural, and natural values will not have any undue effect on the scenic or natural beauty of the area, aesthetics, historic sites, significant wildlife habitat identified by the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife or the municipality. Rare and irreplaceable natural areas or any public rights for physical or visual access to a shoreline. And the answer is that yes, it will not have any undue adverse based on PRAS. We're gonna vote Mr. Baker,
yes,
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander, and me, Sarah Langet, is 5 in favor, none opposed. Conformity with the local ordinances and plans. It is in conformance with the duly adopted comprehensive plan, development plan, and land use plan, if any. And the answer is yes, based on PRAS. And we want to vote Mr. Baker,
yes,
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Shield,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander, and Mr. Langet is 5 in favor, none opposed. Financial and technical capacity. Applicant has adequate financial and technical capacity to meet the review criteria of the ordinance. And the answer is yes, based on PRAS, and we're gonna vote Mr. Baker,
yes,
Mr. Sakara.
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander, and Mr. Langet is 5 in favor, none opposed. Page number 4. Surface waters outstanding river segments will not, whenever situated entirely or partially within the watershed of any pond or lake or 250 feet out of any wetland, great pond or river as defined in Title 38, Section 430 through 490 adversely or reasonably affect the shoreline of such body waters. The answer is yes, that those will not be affected based on PRAS. We're gonna vote. Mr. Baker,
Yes, with the
Mr.
condition.
with the conditional approval, PRS with present condition
You know. Well, speaking of it, can
of approval. So,
I say something though?
sure, we go back to discussion on this one. Mr. Alexander,
That condition wasn't anything to do with pollution. Or anything like that, it was, that condition was to keep water off the adjacent lot.
yeah,
We waived. The stormwater permit,
yeah,
that condition was designed to keep the water off an adjacent lot. And nothing else.
okay, so that said, if there's gonna be runoff somehow and one, what that lot to the other, it might create some degree of storm water just locally there, not for the whole subdivision, but just in
The
that.
stormwater is about the road. Not about the houses.
Okay.
So-
Mr. Seal,
Yeah, I mean, technically. Correct. Taking a slightly broader view. This is gonna work, as I understand it, this is gonna discharge. The water collected in that ditch to the open space area.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what a stormwater management plan would do. It would. Discharge that stormwater with any phosphorus or sediment or any other pollutants that it may be carrying. Fertilizers or whatever, and infiltrating it into that open space area. Before it ever reaches a tributary or to the lake itself. And so it has the side benefit of also protecting the water quality of Bezalonsky Lake, in my personal view.
And when I was under the impression that, and my impression may be wrong based on what you said, that there was gonna be a drainage ditch running down the edge of the property to collect all this water.
yeah,
And I mean, if it discharges to a flat area and it's vegetated, then I don't see a major issue. But
Or it might
my
end up-
understanding was that this was gonna flow down and eventually go into the lake through a drainage ditch.
It's not a ravine, maybe.
20 acres in between, it's gonna flow into lot 13.
Conservation.
And it's 20 acres of common ground there, that's unbuildable.
so it's not gonna make it to the lake, alright?
If that's the case, I have,
It's just in the map, the lake looks very close to lot 13 actually. It's very
Yeah, no, if it drained directly to the lake bridge, I'd have a major problem with it.
all right,
Okay,
that's it.
That's not the proposal.
GD's here. Goes down to. This natural lot, and then there's the railroad trestle.
So there's a big borough on the railroad.
Yeah,
it's not gonna make it to the lake. Right?
okay, I'm all set.
So we're clarified on
We're
that.
only talking 4 houses here. That's so everybody knows.
So, we're staying with a PRS in this one. And we're gonna vote.
Yes,
Mr. Baker? Yes. Mr. Sakara? Mr. Seal?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander?
Yeah,
And Mr. Longoria is my in favor, not opposed. All right. Groundwater will not alone and in conjunction with existing activities adverse affect the quality and quantity of groundwater. And we heard from the audience that they were concerned of that. But I sense that from the board in general, it seems to be a relaxed mode that will not be affected. Is that correct? Okay, so we're gonna vote yes based on PRAS. And we're gonna vote Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sakar,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yes.
and Mr. Longet is 5 in favor, none opposed. Flood areas based on Federal Emergency Management Agency flood boundaries and floodway maps and flood insurance rate maps and information presented by the applicant. So the subdivision, any of it is in a flood prone area. So the answer will be
No.
no. I'm rereading that sometimes these statements are phrasing the opposite and you have to say yes. So the answer is no to
You
that.
get double negatives.
Yeah, double there. So the answer is no, and we're gonna vote on that. So, Mr. Baker,
No.
Mr. Sakar,
No.
Mr. Seal,
No.
Mr. Alexander. So the is 5 in favor of no. And nobody opposed, because I'm gonna vote no as well. So, all right. So
The rest of that doesn't apply.
it doesn't apply, so it's NA, so it says if the subdivision, the applicant shall determine 100 year flood elevation, we're not gonna talk about that, so it's NA on that one. Freshwater wetlands, all freshwater wetlands within the proposed subdivision has been identified on any map submitted as part of the application regardless of the size of the wetlands. And that doesn't apply, isn't it? And then. All right, page 5, we're getting close, 5 of 8. Farmland, all farmland within the proposed subdivision has been identified on maps submitted as part of the application. So that's NA. All right. River and stream brook, any river, stream brook which in the abutting proposed subdivision has been identified on maps submitted as part of the application, and that's NA. Stormwater. The proposed subdivision will provide an adequate stormwater management. And the answer to that is yes,
With the condition.
Yeah, that's.
based on PRAS with condition of approval. We presented. Condition of approval. So we're gonna vote Mr. Baker,
Yes, with condition of approval.
thank you, Mr. Sakar.
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
and Mr. Alexander, and me, Cheryl, is 5 yeses, none opposed. Spaghetti lots prohibited. One or more lots in the proposed subdivision has frontage in a river, stream, brook, or great pond. The answer is no. One or more lots proposed within subdivision qualified for spaghetti lot having a lot depth to shore frontage ratio greater than 5:1. And the answer is NA,
Correct.
right?
So the rest can be.
So, that's based on PRAS. So we're gonna vote on the fact that we said that there was no proposed subdivision at frontage on a river. And we're gonna say that it's not happening. So, Mr. Baker, no.
The answer would be no if it's yes, right? Or is it something? Yes, no,
Yes,
No, we don't have any part of the subdivision having frontage on a river.
no,
Mr. Sakara,
no.
Mr. Seal,
No,
Mr. Alexander, and Mr. Aguirre, the vote is no, and we all favor a no. 5 in favor and none opposed. Right. So, page 6 out of 8, lake phosphorus concentration, the long-term cumulative effect of the proposed subdivision will not unreasonably increase a Great Pond's phosphorus concentration during the construction phase of the life of the proposed subdivision. And the answer to that is yes, based on PRAS. And we are going to vote. Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yeah.
Mr. Seal,
yes,
and Mr. Ranget is 5 in favor, none opposed. Impact on adjoining municipality for any proposed subdivision that cross municipal boundaries. The subdivision will not cause unreasonable traffic congestion, will not, or unsafe conditions with respect to the use of the system public waste in an adjoining municipality in which part of the subdivision is located. So this is NA, isn't it? Because we don't, we're not dividing this subdivision with another municipality.
correct.
So it's NA. Land subject to liquidation harvesting. Timber harvesting have been conducted on a parcel being subdivided in 5 years prior to the date of subdivision application was submitted. That's a no. Okay? Less than 5 years have elapsed since the purchase of date by the landowner on the whose ownership the timber harvesting occurred and subdivision application submission. That's a no too. There have not been timber harvesting there. The Bureau of Forestry or the main professional forester license pursuant Title 32, Chapter 76 have provided a written finding and determined to the planning board that timber harvesting on the parcel being subdivided was conducted in bio.
So if number 2 is not applicable, we don't have to worry about number 3.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So number 2 is NA. And number 3 is NA. And we only voted on number 1. So number 1 is no, and we're gonna affirm that the no is correct. So we're gonna say yes. So Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes,
Mr. Alexander, and Mr. Langes, 5 in favor, none opposed, saying yes on number 1. All right, thank you, Mr. Shiv, for clarifying that. All right, therefore, we're page 7 or 8 of 8. The town of Belgrade planning board approved the subject the following conditions of the application. We're gonna call this Dire Estates revision. Dire Estates subdivision revision. Okay. The application should say. On the application revision. Of the application of the revision. Plan. For a subdivision named Dire Estates. As described in findings of facts above. Okay, so we're gonna be voting. Okay, So we're gonna be approving by saying yes. We're gonna vote on the whole application, but we have to add, and before we do that, we have to add the condition of approval. All right? So, the condition of approval, I have two other ones here, gonna read them out loud. Standard conditions of approval, Article 10, Section 2. This standard condition of approval shall be listed in the final plan to be recorded in the register of deeds. The board approval of this subdivision is limited to the described in the application and depicted in the final plan and other application submissions, except to the extent that the board has expressly indicated in the final fact and law that certain predictions may be revised by the applicant without further review and approval by the board. Any changes to the application, final plan, or other supporting applicant submissions must receive prior approval from the board, including but not limited to changes in the location of structures, roads, parkings, vehicle road entrance and exit, drinking water wells, wastewater disposal, stormwater management, and phosphorus analysis and control plans. So that, all that has to go in this map.
Correct. Both the
Both
new
of these.
standard conditions approval as well as the project specific one needs to go on to the final plan.
Okay? Second, unless this is the second condition that to be in the map, in the plan. Unless a waiver from the specific ordinance standard has been requested by the applicant in writing and approved by the planning board, the subdivision is required to meet all the applicable ordinance requirements. And then number 3 will be prior to the sale.
Those permitting, prior to the permitting.
It's coming that too. Prior to the sale of any of the proposed lots. Proposed 4 lots. Or issuance of a building permit. By the town CEO.
Mhm.
A plan to prevent any stormwater. Drainage. From reaching the abutting properties. To the north of the subdivision. That was only north,
Yes.
yeah. Some reason I thought it was always also east, but it's only north. Okay, north. Shall be submitted. To the planning board. To the planning board for review and approval. Right. So. We got all this, in document now, and now we know which are all the conditions of approval, there's 3 of them. And the 3 of them have to go, the verbiage have to go in the map. So we're gonna vote on all this now.
We don't have to vote not individually, but we don't have to vote on the approval that we just did. That's in there and we vote.
That's right. Everything, we're voting on the whole thing. Right? So any further discussion? See now, so we're gonna vote, Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Shield,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yeah.
And me, Sarah Langes, 5 in favor, none opposed, and we are permitting this. Right? All that done? I thought we have a quick.
We're gonna find and build that.
I don't have it.
So Tyler will need a copy of this so that he knows what to put onto the final plan. For the condition, the different conditions.
Yeah. I can take a copy of that email else. I'll email it to you. Okay. I'll scan it, email you. Thank you.
All right. So with that, why don't we take a bladder blade, bladder break. And then we'll go back in 5 minutes, huh? I need some water myself.
Thank you for attending.
Actually,
No, it's bad.
Actually more appropriate.
I'm just gonna take my mat.
Yeah, I thought I was looking through it. There we go. Get that. Thank you, not no problem. I know I was for it. I don't know what I do with it.
That's a new break. I'm here.
Oh, you got it, there we go. Oh, yeah, no water's over here.
Just.
There's no sign really. Thanks, baby.
Yeah, I see you.
Bye, Nicholas. Nice to see you.
There's a filter there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I apologize for making you back come.
That's a fine or not.
I was thinking there was a. Rodents right down in the property. But yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I promise we're gonna get more efficient on this.
Appreciate it. Thank you, yeah. If you guys have any questions, reach out.
Would you combine two of those lots as one?
After this process, probably not.
It's just curious.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Yeah. We'll ask them, we can, we don't.
I'll go to this.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Where's the kids' game then?
Can't stay. Oh, they do a night program over there, so Tuesdays, Thursdays, that's awesome. It's 6 to 7:30 to 11.
Yeah,
It's an old rotel.
Where I worked on an
Yeah.
Indian reservation
He's from Marana.
Oh, and they train there too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Junior high, so
There's a lot
they don't get too much time.
It's amazing. Kids go to the kids go to it. That's not nice. It's perfect. That's cool. All they do is
snag the trees. By the time we're done, 3 feet of snow would have been gone.
The first home is great. We love it.
Kept you warm though.
We have a new chairman now.
So you're
And his-
official now, right? Stepped up.
Well, we nobody's voted on
No,
it.
the center, and it
I
was cheaper.
assume we're gonna.
Oh, it was cheaper
The end
than
of
what
the
we were
meeting.
paying.
Excellent.
Oh, wow, it's not on the agenda, I don't know.
And sure as hell.
Yeah, I heard about Peter at the select board meeting. I had no idea.
Okay.
So our select board meeting on
So
Tuesday.
disappointing.
Yeah, we
They
missed.
come from all the other towns,
But you're the only one from.
That he is.
not the only one.
Yeah, you could probably.
The chair
Drop,
on the
Hans, you
secretary.
could drop that revised print off, he doesn't have to be here when we sign.
Patrick's and owns blues. And
Yeah.
He comes.
No, with the new text on it? With the new text, yeah. That one. Right,
That's
that'll have to be
very-
here.
He doesn't have to be here for us to see. Saying if he comes and drops it off during the day, we can sign it, we can come get it.
I appreciate that.
No, she stepped aside. She
Then I'll
has this
just-
business.
Oh, schedule
It's hard to get
water management plan
You know,
March after the.
meeting lined up.
Other word, usually.
Can't sell.
Oh.
It's a junior program, oh, it's 6 to 7:30. But the student racers run the program. It's remarkable, so it's nice meeting, it's an old rotel.
Yeah,
Might have to be in there.
Phenomenal.
yeah.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
It's finally.
Good. That is good. Nice to have something like that local.
It is, they have snowmaking, they actually have snowmaking on the Nordic track now too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And they do it at Corey Road in Waterville.
Richard's
We
granddaughter.
were just talking about that, yeah.
She's not the
Were you
best.
surprised?
Yeah, get you outside and
That ain't, doesn't matter.
No, it's all about fun.
Coffee ski shop is open now, right?
Yeah, we went there last
I don't
weekend.
know, I didn't know.
It's impressive. Yeah, they were rotel as well.
Feels led to.
Yeah.
By the Lord.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I used to go there back when they first made
Yeah.
night skiing, you know, they had all the night
Yeah.
skiing.
Well, they took hold of it, and there was not, at that time, there was nothing there. We used to ride mountain
So
bikes
that's a
there, but
good
it
thing.
completely shut down.
Get a lot of work.
So-
I don't think they
Yeah.
wanted to lie.
We didn't know that.
Actually, I enjoy it. A few weeks when we did, I got
Once it's done, we won't-
and they have to go in, there's no, it's like, on that slope.
I thought it was pretty
Pretty
cool
nice.
that, guy
We
from
used to have these little
Bethel, Maine,
things.
and they went to the
And we used
university.
to ride them on-
Unit Fighter or something.
Oh, that's long.
Oh,
So that was a road joke, because they were electric.
Ready?
I started in Silver Hills in Augusta, you know,
Yeah.
I used to go down to the river, that was a rotel.
Yeah.
I used to wear.
Sarah,
There's not really.
Well,
you had a bladder break.
Go over
Just
there.
kidding.
Yeah.
I was there. I
So,
go straight in the middle. But let's call the meeting to order. And let's get going here. Item C in the agenda is applicant is Deborah and Harry Johnson. Location is 73 Abina Shores Drive, map 27, lot 21, and the purpose is a 21/16 addition and a 21/40 foundation. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, read the application, the front page of the application. Again, applicant is, Deborah and Harry Johnson, mailing address PO Box 157. City is Skinfield, Maine, and the zip code is 04947. Specific location of the property is 73 Avena Shore Drive, map 27, lot 41. Current use of the property is residential. The proposed construction, again, is adding a 21 by 16 addition and pour foundation under 21 to 40 portion of the existing structure. Existing storage disposal system type and capacity is 1,000 gallons concrete tank and 3 bedrooms leach field. Present number of bedrooms is 3. Bedrooms to be added under this application is 0. Total area is 17,424 square feet, and the local area within the shoreline zone is the same. Total number of structures on the lot is 1, and present square footage is 2,337 square feet. Proposed square footage is 840 with the foundation and 336 with the addition, for a total of 1,176. And with that, I think Mr. and Mrs. Johnson are on Zoom.
Yes.
I would like to hear if they would like to add anything else to the application that the board don't have on hand.
There's really nothing else we want to add. Do you have any other questions?
Okay, so if the applicant don't have any additional statements, what I want to do is open the dialogue to the board, and I think Mr. Baker has a question.
Yeah, I have a question. The water lake or what have you is on the 37.3 dimension of the property versus 164. One is the back.
The 37-foot isn't facing the lake. It's the 164 side.
Okay, that's facing the lake. Okay. And I guess, how far from the lake is the structure? Yeah.
So 40, 164 and 37 do not.
This is a landlocked lot.
Oh, I guess so. All right.
Yeah, it's not on the shore. It's not inshore land zoning, but it's over 100. I know it's at least 130 feet away from the water or better.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a number of questions and things that are and I also have a list of things that are missing from the application. We have photos that were submitted after the original application was submitted, so we have those. But before I get into what's missing, question for you, Han. I mean, the site plan's missing where the septic system, but in the drawing for when the septic system was approved, it looks like the existing structure's pretty close to the septic tank. And so this addition would be towards the septic tank. What kind of a setback needs to be from the septic tank? Is it 8 feet? Do we have 8 feet?
Yes, you've got more than 8 feet. I would say you've got close to 15 to 20 feet from the structure.
Okay.
On the new addition?
From existing a new addition.
From the existing, the foundation goes underneath it, but at the end of it, is where the addition is going to be.
Farthest away from the.
Right, and we're trying to figure
Away
out how
from the
much,
septic. It's away from the septic.
how many feet from that end of the proposed addition to where the septic tank is.
I would say it's probably a good, I would say 25 feet.
So you're going away. You're going away.
George, the septic field is on the narrow side of the lot, 37 feet.
Oh, it's on that
Yeah,
side.
and the addition is gonna be on the
If
other
you-
end of the.
Okay, I'm my apologies. I misinterpreted the drawing in the well, I guess that just speaks to the point of the inadequacy of the site plan. The ordinance requires the site plan to include where the septic system is relative to your proposal, which, one reason why I gotta kind of ask that too, but where your well is, where the driveway and walkways are. And, some identification, like, I assume the road is on the left-hand side with, looking at the drawing, the 200-foot. Is that correct?
Yes.
So with a more, a site plan that better meets the requirements of the ordinance, a lot of these questions would be documented, answered, and that we would have the documentation we need to proceed. The other thing too is I just want to clarify, and this should be clarified on the drawing too, is the scale that a 1/4 inch equals 5 feet.
Oh, I forget exactly what that drawing, actually, how it was scaled.
I see the 5 feet kind of scribbled off on the side there, but I assume that's what, am I interpreting that correctly?
I couldn't tell you, but I'm not sure what the scale was of that
Well,
drawing.
that could be added to the site plan, very clearly what, scale equals whatever it happens to be, and that way, because that is also a requirement of the ordinance and would, avoid
I
a
think
lot of.
whatever your requirement was is what the scale was, because I think we went over that with Hans.
Yeah, the ordinance doesn't specify what scale you have to use. It's up to your discretion. It's just, we just need to know what it is. And it
Wow.
needs to be the site plan.
Do you have a copy?
The other thing that is missing is, we need a side view drawing. Of showing, both the, existing structure and the proposed addition. That tells us what the maximum height will be. It shouldn't be a problem because you're more than 100 feet away, so you have a full
35
feet.
30.
35?
Yeah, I'm sure only the.
25? Yeah, you have a full 25 feet, but since you're adding a foundation, the question becomes that we need to know the answer to is how tall will the building be after the foundation's been put in? Because obviously a foundation could.
Well,
raise the
our
building.
foundation is going to be underneath the existing building, and we can't raise the existing building. So we're going to dig underneath it, and we're going to make the addition the same height as the existing building. It's with the foundation underneath it.
Is the addition of a 1-story or a 2-story structure?
It's a 1-story
Back there.
Okay.
back there.
Again, that needs to be documented in that side view drawing. I assume that was the case, but, I couldn't.
Those pictures, I think, pretty much show exactly to what it's going to be. You see where the gas bottle is?
Yeah,
Well, come out from that gas bottle, that's where the addition goes. And
Right.
nothing's going to be higher than the existing building.
right, yeah, no, thank
And
you
it's
for
not
that.
going to be,
But we need to see that in the drawing, is my point. We need to see that in the side view drawing, as documentation as to what we're approving.
There's basically no elevation present, so it just shows what the existing height is and what everything's gonna be.
well, I know it's whatever that building is, and I don't believe it's more than 25 feet. So, but I can make a drawing. I just have to get down there to take the measurements.
The, what kind of foundation will be under the addition?
This will be the same foundation. It will be that foundation, that 40 feet, 41 feet includes that foundation underneath that, the new addition.
Okay, so it'll be a concrete,
Right. It will be concrete poured walls with a floor.
okay. So that means that, a DEP certified excavation contractor will be required, so that's another item missing from the application. He's certified, okay. So that's just a matter of filling that out on the application form. Did you follow that, Mr. Johnson?
No, I'm not exactly. I couldn't hear it all.
I apologize. On the first page of your application in the upper right hand, left-hand corner, there's a place where if you're gonna be doing any excavation at all, you need to provide the, number of the DEP certified excavation contractors that's gonna oversee it. And according to Hans, your contractor, Mr. Musher, is certified, so you'll just need to get his certification number and place it there in that blank on the application form.
Okay. Certification number for DEP, you said?
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
And my last question is, and maybe you've owned this forever, but when did you purchase this property?
1986.
Okay, very good. The reason I ask is if it was purchased after November 2018, the septic system would need to be inspected. But that doesn't apply here. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions from the board?
I just have one. In the application, it shows that the present square footage is 2,337. Foundation's only 840, so foundation's not gonna be under the entire building, or I guess
No.
maybe it counts for something that's not gonna have underneath it.
It's only where some of the pictures that you're looking at, like where I said the propane tank is, it's just
Yeah.
underneath that part. It's just it's got a big wraparound porch around it and another existing end to it that's probably about 30 feet long, but we all stay in the end where the gas bottle is. And we're just putting the foundation underneath the new addition plus probably 30 feet of that side of the building. I wish we could put it in that whole thing. It'd be a fortune.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right, any other questions? So, with that said, missing the drawings. should we table this application?
I think we don't have any choice in that.
And prove it, that's for sure.
So, Mr. Johnson, I guess you heard the items that were missed, which is the drawings, basically the elevation drawings. And then, the DEP, contractor certification number. We're missing those pieces of information, I guess, and, once we have that, we can proceed with the, completing the review of the application, but we need the application complete before we do that.
And the other thing that's missing is the information that's the ordinance requires on the site plan. That we listed.
That's it.
What scale?
Scaling, scale. Oh, everything we talked about.
So when I was talking drawings, I was kind of referring to the site plan in scale. Was that,
And the side view drawing.
oh, never mind, so that's two different things. One is the drawing of the building. And then the site plan, top view. With the proposed project. Plus the contractor, the DP contractor number, certification number.
So, Mr. Johnson, you should not hesitate to call Hans for any help that you might need.
Yeah, I'll probably call you to make sure that I've got this right and the right questions that you need answered.
She heard it right.
Yeah, just to make sure that I've heard it right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have any further questions, Mr. Johnson?
No, none at all. Except for, I guess Hans told you guys about the, some of the emails that I've been getting about, added fees and everything else that's going on. I got another one just about an hour ago. So, yeah.
So I really appreciate you guys, kind of forward and, bring that to the attention of the town manager.
Yeah, we forwarded that to our IT people and they're working to try to circumvent any more of those letters from going around or
Wow.
emails.
Okay.
Our apologies for that.
Oh, that's okay. I understand. You know, where I used to work, it was the same way. You know, people always trying to make up some spare change. Okay, I'll be in touch with Hans tomorrow and we'll see if we can't get this all done. They were supposedly going to start this
March 2nd.
March 2nd. So I'm trying to get it done, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah, this will be on the agenda for our next meeting, so in a couple weeks, so hopefully if we have all the information we need, we can keep you on your schedule.
okay. Okay. Well, I know you guys have had a long night. It's time to go home.
Not quite yet.
So I'm gonna entertain a motion to table this application.
I'll make a motion to table the Shoreland zoning application of Deborah and Harry Johnson.
All right, need a second,
Second.
Mr. Baker. So we have a motion from Mr. Seal and a second from Mr. Baker. Any further discussion? I hear none. Mr. Baker, we're gonna vote. Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sagaro,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander,
Yeah.
and me myself is 5 in favor, none opposed, and we table the application. We hope to see you in 2 weeks, Mr. Johnson.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Good evening.
You too.
You too.
All right, so we move into the agenda here, and next thing is certificate of application of certificate of occupation requirement. we're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip the certificate of occupation, occupancy.
Stormwater, the phosphorus pesticide ordinance.
We're gonna go to the phosphorus and pesticide ordinance, Jane. So. We have a proposal for that.
So this is the language, this is my understanding of the language that we came up with at the last meeting, as much as I was bumbling around, couldn't quite put pen to paper or articulate it, with a little input from Rich, I believe this is what we, were trying to say at the last meeting.
That's not together in the thing.
So, you want me to read it, or you want to read it?
I don't wanna read it.
Okay. So I'm gonna read it for the audience, okay? Yeah. 1/22/26 draft of the shoreline zone ordinance amendment. Fertilize is Y in the amendment, and the ordinance will be. And if we include this in the ordinance, it will be item Y, calling fertilizers and pesticide use restrictions. It reads. Within 100 feet of the Great Pond River or upland edge of a wetland, and within 75 feet of a stream, the use of phosphorus containing fertilizer and pesticides is prohibited. Gardens and System, as of January 1st, 2027, shrubs, trees, and more than 25 feet from the normal high water line of a great pond, river, or stream, or the upland edge of the wetland, are exception to this prohibition. All distances are horizontal distances. I can see why you didn't want to read it. So, I think this is pretty good. Because I know we're going back and forth on this.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Nailed it. That's nailed it.
Right, so. Now we're supposed to, make a motion to vote on this, to add it to the ordinance? As an
We
amendment?
can't, well,
Huh?
to say we can't add it, we can vote select board to send it to the townspeople.
Okay,
So it's like.
oh, I mean, that's what I have.
Oh, yeah, we gotta go there first.
That's what I meant, that but that we are voting and approving the language is what I'm trying to say, I guess. We are, we're gonna place a motion, I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve the language that we have in front of us to be submitted to the select board for approval, and then after that, the select board can approve it to send it to the town's board on it. And then after the town approve it, we can add it to the ordinance. Okay,
I'll make a motion to draft the SLO ordinance amendment of fertilizer and pesticide use restrictions, the language to be sent to the select board.
so we have a motion and a second.
Second.
Right, so we have a motion from Mr. Sakara and a second from Mr. Seal. Any,
Baker.
Mr. Baker, any further discussion? I hear none, we're gonna vote. Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sakara.
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yeah.
And Mr. Longet is 5 in favor, none opposed. So the language is approved. Right, that will go to the select board. Next item in the agenda,
Minutes.
will be the minutes. So let's approve the minutes of January 22nd, 2026. Work on that.
So we're skipping minimum lot size ordinance changes.
That's just stuff.
Yep.
Remind me.
We're gonna skip through all that.
Okay.
I'll be lucky if I make it to 9 o'clock.
See, it failed already. It says here, I was gonna keep it simple.
So are we ready to, go with approval of the minutes? Any suggestions, any? The amendments?
I just had two very minor things on the decision. Last item on the second page. Motion to approve the amended. 1/8/26 meeting. I think we ought to add minutes to the end of that. And the same with the next line where 1/14/26 meeting minutes. I didn't have anything else.
I only have one correction in the call to order, third line. Was towards the end, Kimberly Dallas, Dallas.
Oh, Dallas. Wow, good catch.
Well. This is a artificial intelligence thing right there.
Yeah.
Okay, any other changes? I hear none, so, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of meeting of January 22nd, 2026 as amended.
Need a second?
I'll second that.
So we got a motion from Mr. Steele, second from Mr. Sakara, any further discussion? I hear none, so we're gonna vote, Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Sakara,
Yes.
Mr. Steele,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yes.
And myself is yes, 5 in favor, none opposed, so minutes are approved. So I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn, we're gonna move into discussion next, I'm sorry. So any items for discussion? Okay. So, we got a resignation from Mr. Surgeon. And, we got 2 requests for, the position. So I understand. However, one of the requests is from an alternate. So the tradition in the town have been, there's no written rule about this. The tradition in the town have been that when a opening happened before the end of the term of officer in a committee, the alternate fills in till the position is completely open. So that said, I wanna make sure that Nick is, will be okay
Yeah, I would be okay with any position.
and with any position, good, that's wonderful. So that said, then we will have Mr. Baker become the regular, committee, board member. And we can suggest to have, Nick become the alternate. But,
Does he have to fill out different paper for that, for alternate?
no, I think it's the same, I think it's the same paper. The thing is that then the alternate position have to be open to the town. You know, to everybody, be announced. So we have to wait, I don't know, what will be the appropriate time, maybe 2 weeks, a month, we should be more than that. Don't you?
No,
I'm not sure.
I don't think you have to announce or wait.
I don't think we even have, wait,
Yeah,
I'm not, you see, there's no written protocol about this. I complained with the select board
I
about
don't
this.
think we've done that.
I think that, first off, that's the select board's decision, not ours, if they wanna keep it open for a period of time, but. I know there was discussion of doing something like that in the past. I don't know that they ever did anything about it.
I don't think they did either, I don't, because I know that was Carol's wishes, but I don't think they've actually followed that procedure.
Right,
Okay.
right, that's my recollection, not that I necessarily know.
So we just basically, just suggest to the board to consider his application for the alternate position and they can decide
Yeah.
when they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'd
it's
say
got
so,
papers turned in already.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
So we just send the recommendation to the select board for Nicholas to be the alternate? Is that it?
that would be it, basically.
I mean, in the past, they haven't even asked for our recommendation, they could care less what we thought. But, we can do that.
Yeah.
So, then, if they
And that
wait,
should still have to get voted on by the select board.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's their decision, not ours.
I don't know if that's the way we've done it in the past, that's not the way we've done it in the past, because,
what was your recollection?
We, when Nick,
no, it's a planning board, I mean, when there's. Generally, what happens is when there's an opening for a full-time position, your alternates slide into that
Yeah.
full-time.
Yeah.
So it's up to whoever, there's two alternates,
Yeah,
so it's up to the planning board and the alternates to decide who's gonna slide into that
okay,
position.
okay,
That's the way it's always happened since I've been on the board.
okay.
Yeah.
And
when Craig
That's how
got
you
on the
moved
board.
up, right? That's how I moved
because
up.
it's pretty hard to take somebody off the street and put them into a full-time position when there's been two alternates there for years,
Gotcha,
learning
yeah,
what to do.
yeah,
So that's been the procedure, and
Right, but my question is, do they have to vote, that the select board still has to vote to make him a permanent position, or he just slides in?
I don't,
well, when you took my position and I stepped down, we just did that.
we did, there was no vote on, I mean, everybody was in agreement in the planning board,
Yeah.
but that didn't have to really go to the select board.
So just Nick would have to get voted on to become an alternate?
Correct,
Okay. So, yeah.
I believe that would be the,
So we have to vote on, as a planning board, Rich is permanent, and then vote to send him to the select board,
if you want, yeah, we could do that, or whatever you want.
just to make it official, you know?
Yeah.
Be on the record.
Yeah.
yeah.
And when one of us leaves, Nick and Penny can argue.
Okay, so, I want to take motion to that goal. Who's gonna put the motion?
I'll make a motion, to. Accept Rich as a regular member of the planning board, moving up from alternate. And to recommend to the select board, Nick Alexander as our new alternate.
I
Second that.
Okay. No, Rich he can't vote on that, or Ben, could he vote on? No, so Penny would have to step in maybe?
That's right, he's smart.
Yeah.
Penny?
Yeah.
Slide right in.
I'm not from there. All right, so, we have a motion from Mr. Seal and a second from Mr. Alexander. And so we have any further discussion? I hear none, so we're gonna vote. Mrs. Morale,
No,
Use that power.
yes,
okay, thank you. Mr. Sakala,
Yes.
Mr. Seal,
Yes.
Mr. Alexander.
Yes.
And Mr. Langes, 5 yeses and 0 opposed, so motion carries. So, with that, I want to tell him, any further discussions that we have today?
Talk about adjourn.
Okay, can I alter the motion to adjourn?
Can I just ask one?
Oh, I'm
question?
sorry,
Yeah, I didn't know, did you go to the select board meeting by chance?
Which one?
This past Tuesday?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did, but I was just at the beginning. What happened?
No, I just noticed on the agenda was a discussion of the town meeting. And it was sort of I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was sort of like a debriefing of what could be done better. And I didn't know if there was any discussion of the Warren article,
23.
yeah, that where we were basically accused by a handful of people of being corrupt.
I heard about that. I heard about that.
Yeah, I was. You hear nobody in this town until you've been accused of being corrupt.
So, I attended that meeting and I only did a statement because I didn't the budget committee about, the last article. Because the intentions of the budget committee and the select board, didn't seem like, the intentions were, scrambled around. So I affirmed the intentions because we're in the minutes and everything else. And those particular accounts, they had no use, so they were gonna close them and use that money exactly for what the rest of the people wanted to do, to use reserve monies to offset the tax burden. So that was intention of the board and the budget committee, but that didn't came through. But I never spoke about Article 23.
I was just curious
I think
if they talked about it,
it
that's
was
all.
fortunate that got broken down. I don't know of any recourse that we could have taken to make that better or more appropriate. I mean, there were four of us from the planning board there, and the four of us just spoke in favor of the article. And the bottom line is, just seems that this thing have become a neighbor's feud. We cannot deal with that. That's not part of our job. So that's something that we have no answer to it. That there might be legal action against the town, that's a possibility. In my heart, my mind, I think if sometime it's waited and we redo the article to put it to town consideration, be board, I don't know if that's appropriate or even possible at this point, or if we have to be waited certain amount of time to redo that, I have no clue. So my thought would be that if the applicant comes again and restate the science and maybe add maybe an extra finding or whatnot, that can be placed up again to vote and see how we go from there. That will change anything, I have no idea. But I think this town meeting was different than any other town meeting I ever gone to. It was packed wall to wall. And then, for the very first time and all the time in this town, there was a tremendous animosity about the monies, tremendous. It was, you can cut the air with a knife, it was so tense,
Well, that was well orchestrated.
Yeah, so a lot of us that reflect about that, meeting, we don't know if the people show up. Half of them show up for the monies, the other half show up because they were riled up because of this,
Well, they have a Facebook page.
I know. I don't know if the other half to show up because of the subdivision thing. And we don't know if there was another section of the meeting was because of the fire station. People show up because they want to make sure that the monies for the fire station are there. So especially for the fire department. So we don't know how that went about. It just, I'll tell you, being our article number 23, I don't know anybody else, but I was exhausted. I have a great time with the meeting because it's the democracy at the best. But, I mean, four of us were there from the planning board, we spoke in favor of it. And people seemed, first of all, people don't seem to understand what a shoreline zone and what the rules for the first 100 feet and the first 70 feet and how things work in that area. And it seems that people thought that the wetlands were right all the way to the lake, to the stream, covering all that. So it just seemed that people that went there to present things, they were just speculating where they were in the property. Because, I don't know, myself, I thought, this is the other thing. The planning board was not there to defend the article. That was the applicant's job, isn't it? That, at least that was the way I thought it was gonna run.
I mean, I felt like our job was to provide information so people can make an informed decision.
And we did that.
And,
Provide some
and
clarity.
my only frustration with, I mean, it's the nature of town meeting, I mean, voters are fickle in this town and every other town in Maine. But my only frustration was all the misinformation and.
It seems to be,
and,
yeah.
And scare tactics. This possibility that this could happen.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, there was a couple of people who had personal, issues. The woman that, wanted to buy that land and couldn't, and that kind of thing. There's nothing to do about that, but the misinformation was the most frustrating thing, and of course, as you noted, I mean, there was a good 100 people more, at least 100 people more than usual there.
Yeah.
And as a consequence of that, we all got a chance to speak at least once, but, I couldn't get a chance, couldn't get an opportunity to speak a second time because there were just too many people. And then somebody moved the motion and that was that. And so there was no opportunity to correct some of the misinformation that was thrown out by people in the audience. And that was frustrating, but that's, when you got a full packed room, what are you gonna do?
Should have went last or towards the end, Yeah.
They're ready to go home.
Well, we complained if it would be first, maybe it would have been different.
Well, at the end of a 4-hour meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the longest town meeting I've ever been
Me
to,
too.
I believe.
And it could be longer than the second part of it, and it could be as long in 6 months.
It can
Yeah,
be.
this was just for 6 months.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, can't wait for the next one.
12 months.
What might help ease the situation in the future would be, like, the ordinance section 9 says changes to the official shoreline zone map. There's no provision for corrections. We're not trying to change it, we're trying to correct it. And if there was a provision for corrections that didn't require the uneducated people to vote on it,
Oh, that's true.
Well, the map is part of the ordinance. And so we don't have the authority to change it on our own,
but we submit corrections.
Yeah,
to
but
the
it's a
state.
change. I don't
think
we
that
can-
would fly legally, but
Well, I don't know, yeah.
uh,
It wouldn't.
I understand your point, but I mean. Nobody said democracy was neat and clean,
I think now,
That's true.
that's part of our ordinance, isn't it?
Yes, the map part of our ordinance.
Okay, so the order that we have to bring this to the vote of the town, is that something that is a state mandate? Or is something that we can change in the
No,
ordinance?
it's the state.
It's a state mandate.
Yeah, we can be, as with everything in that ordinance, we can be more stringent, we can't be less, so.
Right, so,
Anyway, I just was curious, I know you got a lot of time to go, and so I was just curious what the select board talked
Trying
about.
to make me watch it now.
there's a video,
Uh,
there's a video of that.
Yeah, no, I know, but I got other things.
Before we adjourn, can I ask a yes or no answer?
Sure,
Hans, have you heard or seen anything regarding any appeal of the Smith Jones case?
Yes,
There has been one filed.
today paperwork for that.
No surprise.
Yeah,
That was that.
Before the court,
I
right?
think that Mill Stream subdivision area that's not in shoreline zone would be a good spot for battery storage. That lady's house.
I mean, you gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta respect voters' decision is my personal view and, like I said, it's just unfortunate with so much misinformation.
All right. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second, so we have a motion from Mr. Seal, second from Mr. Alexander. Any further discussion?
yes, no.
No.
Yes.
Okay, what about Mr. Baker? Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Segal?
Yes.
Mr. Seal?
Yes.
Mr. Alexander? And we went, myself, yes, I, 5 years, no, we. Committee, thanks, we'll be back with more. All right, sounds good.